Hey Dan, what would be one piece of advice that you would give to a new shop owner?
A piece of advice I'd give to a new shop owner. Well, advertising, social media for sure. We live in a day and age where if you're not on social media, you're kind of a nobody. And I mean that in the most genuine way. You know, that's where things are made, and you know, the decision of whether you're going to make it or break it, I guess. And then, you know, there's all the things. There's all the things like you need to have a quality product. You need to have quality control. And what things you miss on quality control, you need to stand behind. You need to have integrity and all that. But you throw all that stuff aside, you can have all those things going for you. And if you don't have a good grasp of how business works, then you're probably not going to make it anyway. You know, you got to have, there's accounting, there's taxes, there's just so many things that go into it. You know, and most guys aren't watching their income and their outcome and seeing what they're putting out and looking at what their profit margins are. You know, you'll see all this money come in, but what's your overhead running you and stuff like that. So you got to have a good sense for that kind of stuff, or next thing you know, you'll be upside down. You know, and guys, the problem with guys in America especially is, you know, we have all this easy credit. So, you know, a good example would be I had a partner back before 2008, and we were building homes together, and we made a lot of money, but and we'd go buy a new pickup, for example, and I would buy a used one, and I would pay cash for it, and I'd own it outright, and he would buy the newest, greatest thing on the lot, and he would finance it, right? And so when we hit a little speed bump, he was leveraged to the hilt on several different things, and I had no debt. So I walked away from 2008, for example, still very healthy and able to continue on, and he got completely destroyed and lost everything and was devastated. So, but that's not because he bought some things on credit. It's because he completely leveraged himself while the times were good. And so you have to be able to see around the curve a little bit. You have to use some common sense, and you got to understand the whole paperwork and accounting side of it, and operate a bit. Operate the business efficiently. You can't just run with your head down saying, "Oh man, I'm making all kinds of money," and just think it's always going to be like that. You know, and you have to be prepared, especially for shops. You have to be prepared for when something goes bad, to be able to stand behind it and take that hit. I mean, it's a loss, so you're going to take a loss on it. And you know, if you're not operating at a big enough profit margin to be able to sustain things like that, then you're doing something wrong. You certainly don't want to be, you know, you don't want to be charging so much that you turn people away, but you can't charge so little that you can't even, you know, where you got to be shady and stuff like that. You want to be proud of what you're doing and charge enough that you're putting out a product that you can stand behind and be proud of and whatnot. You know, you don't want to be one of those fly-by-night guys that can't rub two pennies together, so you fucking steal shit out of the truck as they're driving off.